Today we're taking a look at a Grixis artifact list, and based on the stats that I have on this deck, it might just be the most competitive deck that I've put together in quite some time. And who knows, with maybe a better, pilot not named Swayze, this might even be tier 1, who knows. But this is going to be an Anvil deck. I know that might sound boring, don't click away just yet. Everyone kind of knows what Anvil does, obviously sacrificing artifacts, pinging the opponent for damage, but we actually splashed blue into this deck, and it's so much more fun because we've got things like Iconoclast and Saheeli. Iconoclast is the only creature in our entire deck, and it says that if we cast a non-creature spell, we get to create these artifact construct soldier tokens. Not to mention Saheeli spits out 2 Thopter tokens at one time with one of its abilities. Both of these work obviously extremely well with the Anvil because we're gonna have plenty of fodder to keep sacrificing and pinging our opponent for damage. But they also work extremely well with one of my favorite cards in this deck, Urza's Command, a very powerful command that allows us to create a construct that's power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts we control, which is going to be a lot to say the least. We also get access to some really great removal. We got things like Voltage Surge, as well as Yotia Declares War. Voltage Surge obviously gets more powerful if you sacrifice an artifact to cast it. Yotia War, it's dependent upon how many artifacts you have. You get to deal that much damage to the opponent's creatures or planeswalkers. But it's a very well-rounded deck. A lot of removal, decent amount of counters, a lot of damage being dealt. It's a very fun deck. Like I said, I'm not very versed at playing Anvil, so I'm sure somebody with a better piloting skill, might just do better. But, even myself, I had about a 60% win rate with this thing, so pretty powerful. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one. But as always, before we jump into the gameplay footage, if you guys want a full deck breakdown, there'll be one at the end of today's video. Stick around for that. In the meantime, in the links below, full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out an absolute ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. With that being said though, guys, enjoy the video. We'll see you at the end. Peace! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a Grixis build for you. Today's going to be all about artifacts. Not in the most typical sense of just playing straight up artifacts, but playing a lot of things that create, tokens, and using those tokens to then sacrifice to things like the Anvil. But we've also got some really cool planeswalker action in today's video. So we'll see what we could do here. Opening hands, not the best, I'm going to be honest, but we do have the ability to play on turn 2, and then we have a couple planeswalkers, so should be worth keeping here. Got a couple blood tokens to work with now. I like having Saheeli anytime, man. I'll take Saheeli over most of the cards in my deck. It's just very, very good in today's build because it gets us a lot of card advantage. It can be pretty lethal, creating these tokens and whatnot. Okay, the opponent plays the farmhand, which gets them their 3rd land drop. They can coven this thing into a 3/3 lifelinker if they want to. Something to consider. For now, I think we're gonna go with the Saheeli play. And do we go with the plus on this? I think we do. I think we go with the plus on this and force the opponent into maybe going for the coven play. All right, let's take this to the bottom and let's draw a card. It's another land. Wow, we're getting a bit flooded. The shuffler's being really strange. I mean, this is our second Vampire Kiss and nothing but land so far. You hate to see it, but
note to self, upgrade defenses.
That's pretty solid. This is what I've been looking for. Okay, so we'll go here first. We know we're playing that. That's a guarantee. All right, we drop the land again. We tap this. It's another land. Can't shake these lands, huh? All right, we'll go with the Vampire Kiss, which is then going to get us another construct, creating us even more blood tokens that we can use as well to cycle away some of these lands. We'll get rid of the mountain here with one of these blood tokens. We've got a pretty good start, though. I'm pretty happy with this start. As bad as it may look, it's still going pretty well for us, I think. The fact that Saheeli survives 2 turns is very clutch. They don't attack into my 1/1 construct, which is to be expected. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Do we keep drawing cards? I think I'm going to go with the... I think Urza's Command's not bad here. It's not bad. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to create these constructs. Whoops. Sorry, I don't mean to... I'll read that in a minute here. But for right now, let's go and leave that off. All right, let's go with this. We attack in. Urza's Command is instant speed. All right, they eat the damage. Love that. And if we do play this, let's actually go with the Yotia. Let's play it for 1. End our turn. Now, Urza's Command is absolutely broken in this build. And this is actually why, right here. Ready? So the opponent's attack is rendered basically useless. And we get an 8/8. Like, for 4 mana to get an 8/8 and the opponent's creatures all do no damage. Pretty awesome. Wandering Emperor. Okay. I considered that might be one of the options here. Take out the 8/8. Fair enough. Well done. All right. And now we get to deal damage to any creature or planeswalker. I am going to go ahead and tap just the 1. Destroy you.
I'll be back.
And what else? What do we want to do here? Fiery Negotiator. Well, let's go Saheeli and see exactly what we top deck here. Fable's pretty solid. Creates these treasures every turn, right? Which is helpful. Let's go with the Fiery Negotiator. Let's actually kill this.
Of the frying pan and into
attack through, deals the 3. That's gone. And we have 3 mana to work with, which is perfect because we had the Fable, the Mirror Breaker dropping in. Now we get the 2/2 construct, which can make a block, which I'm okay with doing. I have 3 blood tokens to kind of work with here, not to mention all the constructs on the field, so I'm okay with this. Looks like they got removal though. All right, Mishra's Foundry comes in too. They're looking to deal some serious damage to the planeswalkers here, which I don't blame them. They are getting me a lot of value here. They hard focus the Jaya, so the Jaya is definitely going to die no matter what. So I do want to go ahead and save Saheeli if we can. All right, that's fine. Jaya's dead. Honestly, I think Saheeli is the more dangerous of the planeswalkers, though, if I'm being honest. So I don't know why that was their main focus, but it's all good. I'll definitely discard that. Oh, let's go. All right, that's huge. That's huge. Okay, go in here. Oniko Anvil. Let's go with this. Oh, shoot. Did I have maybe miss lethal here from that? I could have created 2 more 1/1s. Let's find out. Hold on. Would I've had lethal? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No shot. All right. Then we go with this. Sack this. These blood tokens have been coming in pretty clutch, I can't lie. All right, and then we're gonna look to close the game out with an Urza's Command. Just an absolute beatdown, man. This deck is sweet. Holy cow, this thing is sweet. All right. Farewell? Are you serious? Oh, that's not good. Artifacts, huh? Artifacts. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not gonna cut it though. Obviously it does. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's a bummer. Not gonna lie, that's a bummer. All right, they attack in. We have this and this. Okay, and that should be enough to close out the game here because we got this and this. And that'll do it. Good game, dude. That was a good farewell, though. I mean, for only artifacts, kind of getting around the fact that they didn't have to exile any of their creatures was really nice. But unfortunately, we had the most busted card in our entire deck, which was Urza's Command. This thing is just disgusting. What a game. GG. I'm not going to lie. Based on that last game, this deck feels pretty darn broken. It feels pretty ridiculous. I'm really excited about this one. Anvil's a busted deck as it is, but to splash in blue I mean, it just takes this thing up a notch, which is really, really crazy to think about. Opening hand here, we got an anvil on turn 2, which is good, but I'd like to have, obviously the iconoclast would be the best thing on 2, but I just don't like going second either. Anytime I see my opponents going first, I get a little sad. I'm like, uh oh, we're in trouble. Just don't be aggro. That's all I care about. I guess in this case, aggro wouldn't be too bad. I got 2 voltage surge in hand, but yeah, I'd prefer it not to be soldiers. That'd be great. I think that's everyone's train of thought right now. Is like, I'd prefer not to see soldiers. All right, so this says return it from the graveyard to your hand for 3. It's just a 1 damage creature right now. I'm gonna go and let that slide. Let it slide. One thing I love about this deck too is everything is so mana. What's the word? It's pretty discounted on as far as its price goes. Like on all of our spells are like 1 and 2 drops. I think I want to play the anvil this turn to get that going. We'll probably follow it with the fable. I guess mana conscience would be the conscience. Oh Jesus, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gonna stop talking now. Let's focus on the game. All right, Fable the Mirror Breaker comes into play. No worries. Fable comes in. We got 3 damage on board, but they didn't attack last turn, by the way, with that, which is kind of strange. All right, so I want to go Synthesizer, but if I go Synthesizer and draw into, like, let's say a Saheeli, I'm going to regret that. So let's wait a little bit longer on those. Let's focus in on... I want to blow up that 2/2 so bad, but I feel like I need to get my own Fable going. This is the problem of going second, right? It would be so easy for me to have played my Fable already and then blow their 2/2 up with my Voltage Surge. But instead, going, you know, second really puts us in a bad spot because they got their Fable down first. All right, what does this say? So let's read this together. So for 5/6 mana, return this card from the graveyard to the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. This ability costs 4 less to activate. This opponent controls 4 or more non-basic lands, which I definitely will have. So it's only going to cost 2 mana to come in as a 4/2, right? 4/2 coming into the battlefield. Sorry, I didn't realize they were waiting on me there. Do they attack into us? Are they willing to have the guts to make a trade if they have to? Yeah, they should. They should, because they have the ability to get the treasure. So if I make the trade, I'm the one who actually gets the bad deal out of the situation. So it is what it is. We'll have to give the 2 damage and let them get the treasure off. We'll look to Voltage Surge the 2/2 next turn. No big deal. All right, Reckless Impulse finds them a Sweeper and a Mountain. Sweeper's no good here just yet. Maybe next turn. But I don't think the Sweeper is going to be very helpful for them based on what we've got going on right now. All right, another Fable. It's fine. Again, double Voltage Surge is a possibility. I think we can do better than those cards. All right. All right, let's Voltage Surge this, right? Let's get that out of the way. Submit 0. Take that out of the way. This is a tricky game, I'm not gonna lie. Really making me have to think here. And then we get in with the Goblin here. They make a block, totally fine. And I think I want to play another Voltage Surge on this just to assure that they don't get any more treasures. That could be pretty helpful. We play this. We sack this. And we get a construct. We deal damage. And we're looking good. All right, the Synthesizer can definitely come in next turn here. And it's got a much better opportunity because, again, if it gets a Planeswalker off the top, it will be actually playable, which is nice. Did they just spend their upkeep mana just to put that back into their hand? Okay. That's good for us. I mean, that means they don't have much to do with this turn. Must be missing a land drop for... Well, they could have Temporal Firestormed if they hit a land off the top. They didn't want to risk it or what? I guess they had a Fable, though, to discard and draw. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. That is very confusing to me. What is going on? Didn't they throw it away immediately? What is our opponent doing? I feel like there's something going on here that I'm missing. I feel like we're about to get hit with something, or like a trap of some sort. I don't know why they bring that back to their hand just to then discard it again. But I guess I'll take it. All right, we draw a way to remove some stuff off the field, so I'll take that as well. Let's get the synthesizer in first. If we hit a land off the top, we can play it from the exile position. Oh, it's a Yotia. Nice. Let's play it out. Now we can tap 2 artifacts to destroy their Fable. All right, tap these 2. Destroy the Fable. Yotia Declares War is actually a phenomenal card, especially in this build. It is so good. All right, and then we anvil this way. Bada bing, bada boom. Actually, no, we don't. Cancel. Forgot about the treasure. There we go. That's a better option. That's a much better option. All right. Keep in mind, though, that the Yotia is going to give us a 4/4 powered artifact next turn, which will probably make the experimental the choice for that. Because I want to try to get as much damage through as possible, right? They're at 16, so we got to start being conscious about that. The opponent, ooh, that's pretty good. Oh, they chose artifacts, though. Wow, okay. Well, we lost a lot there. That is a busted card against us, I'm not going to lie. That is a huge weakness for us there. Wow, and Yotia gets nothing on turn 3. That's a card. Can't believe we got blown up that heavily with 1 3-mana spell. That is a broken card for us, huh? Man, if only we had our counter spell for that. Would have been nice. Would have been nice. All right, let's go with this. I was feeling really good. Now I'm not feeling as good anymore. Let's go with... Let's go with a copy of this. That's... Well, maybe. Yeah, copy of this. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind making a trade here. If they want to make a trade for the reflection, it is what it is. I still have my reflection here. They can take the original goblin, so be it. I have another saga, so... oh, they don't make the trade, though. Perfect. That works out great for me. That works out extremely well for me. Destroy that. Yotia Declares War, again coming through very clutch for us. And not to mention, we still have an anvil trigger we can hit off of one of these treasures. So getting maximum value out of these treasures. And we just got to pray that our opponent here doesn't have another Brother's End, or what is it called? Brotherhood's, yeah, Brotherhood's End. We got to hope that's not a card that they have in hand here. We'll see, though. They clearly have a 1-mana spell that they can cast here. So we gotta imagine maybe that's a Play with Fire, because there's a 1 red source, which Play with Fire would have been a really good spell to throw down on our Goblin or Reflection that turn, but they chose not to. So goes down to 4/2. I love that. That's a good sign that they don't have the Brother's End. An anvil. Okay, they have an anvil as well. Okay, so they're running a card that blows up a bunch of artifacts, which they probably don't end up using that side very often. But this actually makes me feel better, though, because they're not going to run out anvil, artifacts, and all this stuff and, you know, decide to throw that down. So I'm feeling pretty safe that we're not going to get hit with that again. This only gives 2/0 and the ability to draw a card when something dies, which is a pretty cool effect for them. Especially because they're going to be sacrificing every turn like that. We're going to be doing some massive damage here, though. Evolving Wilds. Okay, fine. All right, so it's our turn. How can we inflict the most amount of damage on the opponent here this turn? I've got some ideas. All right, so we're going to turn this into a 4/4. We're going to get this down. But if I get that down, I do have a treasure, but that's not going to help. Okay, so if I get this down and let's say, yeah, we can do this because we get the treasures. Okay, cool. So we get this in, get the 2/2 construct, copy the construct, get through with all of our attackers here, get a bunch of treasures. It's a lot of damage they got to answer for here. That's 9 total damage coming at them. They're tapped out with just a 1/1 construct. They only absorb 1 damage. That is not the play, I don't think, for them. They take 8. All right, and then we play a second anvil. We sack this one because it's going to come back down as a regular treasure, so we get rid of that, and we get rid of this one. All right, the opponent down to 2. We're up to 21. We got a full board here, and we just got to hope they don't sweep us up. It comes down to that. Do they have the sweeper again? Yes or no? If they do, I mean, it was still a great game. We played really, really well, I think, as well as we could have. And I would imagine if they do use the sweeper, they're not going to use it for artifacts. They're going to use it for creatures because we'd obviously be left with these. So I guess that would give us a shot at least, maybe, because we get to draw potentially 2 cards to find something we can sack. Yeah, I mean, we could still definitely end up winning this game even if they had a sweeper, which they clearly don't. All right, we're good. We're good. We actually pulled it off. Let's go. Huge. That was huge. All right, they gain a bit of life. They go back to 4, though. I mean, that's pretty good. They go back to 4, and they've got 2 blockers if they're willing to sacrifice, obviously, the other artifact. That's a card. That's a card and a half. No, thank you. All right, let's make sure we copy this before we attack. Send in the cavalry. And they have the anvil. They're looking to gain that life. Doesn't matter. I mean, we got so much treasure here. We've got the ability to hit an Urza's command too, which is going to be a great secondary win con if it gets through. All right, they go down to 0. Perfect. All right, I didn't even need to use my anvils or my Urza's command. I didn't think I would need to, but you never know. GG's though, man. Holy cow, what another good game. We might be onto something here, guys. We might be onto something here. Oh, this thing is ridiculous. It feels so good. It feels like we're never really in that much trouble. Even when the opponent ended up sweeping all the artifacts off the board, I still felt like I was always in control that game. And we get another really good hand here too. Love this. Very good hand. Love starting things out with the Iconoclast. I don't like seeing mono black players though. That means a lot of potential removal. Unfortunately too, we don't get the Iconoclast down on turn 2 because we didn't hit an on-tap source. So that is a bit of a bummer. So we might go Fable first here, which isn't bad. Liliana is bad though. Liliana's tough. Liliana is gonna minus though on the Fable, which is good, and I'm still left with the enchantment to kind of do some work. So gosh, as good as the synthesizer is, we might want to get rid of that over everything else. Just have some really powerful spells in hand here right now. All right, let's force them to -2 here. And the good news is we go really wide, right? So like, if they want a -2, it's fine here, but in most spots we're going to be able to go wide enough that the -2 might be pretty irrelevant. Oh wow, they're making me discard again.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
It's an interesting choice. Why would they not minus there? They got to have a kill spell, right? Clearly. Yeah, they clearly have a kill spell. There's no doubt about it. What do I drop though? This tap land isn't going to help us much here, right? So I guess we drop the tap land. Yeah, I think so. Corrupt deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. You gain life equal to the damage dealt. That's pretty sweet. It's a 6 drop though. Wow. Yeah, that's surely they had it. Okay, Voltage Surge is pretty solid. We drop you, I think. Gosh, as much as I don't want to drop this, I feel like I kind of have to. Do I have to? If I miss a land drop here, I'm going to regret it. So I'm going to have... Well, maybe I won't regret it. Yeah, maybe I won't regret it. Awesome, we still get the land. That works out. All right. Is that what we do then? Do we force them to have some sort of removal for the Jaya? Yeah, I think that's the play. I think we forced them to try to remove the Jaya here. Let's create the Monk, get it to a 5 loyalty, force them to have some sort of removal spell here. They're only on 3 mana, so we're no worries for an Invoke to spare. Shieldred, that's fine. Don't care. I mean, I do care, but I think it could have been a lot worse, so. Really discarding again, huh? Not gonna lie, that's getting annoying. That's getting pretty annoying. What do we do? What do we do? How do we get rid of this? Right, that's the problem I'm having here. How do we get rid of you? Voltage Surge doesn't quite cut it, you know what I mean? Well, it does actually kind of cut it if I attack with a lot of creatures and use the ability Jaya offers us here. Yeah, let's do that. This is tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. My brain is fried right now trying to figure out how to do this. Okay. Because if I had any sort of artifact here, we could do some shenanigans. I can't. I have no shenanigans I could pull off here. Guess we play that out. Yeah, I guess we go Iconoclast here into the Anvil. All right, now we've got a good Voltage Surge, right? Let's sack this. Okay. And Liliana's ready to ult, so I've got to stop that, right? All right, we stop the Liliana ult. We get another construct. This goes to 3. No attacks. And now I can kind of get a little more loose with the Jaya, because I can go Jaya, deal damage to the Shieldred based on the number of creatures attacking. Hopefully killing Shieldred here on this next turn if I can somehow muster up another creature with haste, which I don't think is possible, is it? I guess it is if I get a Saheeli, because it can create 2 Thopters that are hasty. I don't know. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky. I may have to wait another turn or 2 to get rid of that Shieldred, which is kind of a bummer because it's dealing a lot of damage to us. But I have the Anvil, which is gaining us life. So Mono Black. Mono Black's a tough one. As good as the prowess creature may be, I think the constructs are a little bit better for me right now. All right, that's annoying. That's annoying. Okay. This kind of gets around to the opponent's ability to deal damage to me by me exiling these cards, which is pretty awesome. Wow, we find us a Saheeli. Clutch. Super clutch. All right, and then we go with probably the plus, because they're going to blow up the board here on this next turn with the Karn. That's pretty good. It's a spell that, you know, triggers that Iconoclast and stuff like that, so we'll take it. We sack this and we get another construct. Deal the damage, gain the life. Okay, this can create I'm trying to think here. Is it worth copying anything is the thing. All right, we're going to end the turn. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Reflection of Kiki Jiki to copy on their turn to make a block maybe. All right. The Silax for 4 does hit everything. Bummer. Nice. Urza's command is actually super clutch. All right. Urza's command is going to get us back into this game because it's going to create a construct that's going to get absolutely absurdly big. The opponent, though, if they have the despair, we're in trouble, and they do. Okay. Do we... Gosh darn it. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. I think we get the construct out, and we draw a card. Doesn't help. Bummer. Why did it have to be the Invoke Despair? That's my thing, right? It's like, why do they always have it? Why does Mono Black always seem to have the Invoke Despair right on turn 5? Even after they've made us all both discard our entire hands. It's like, you know, they top decked it. They're feeling nice. Why not a second one, right? Go ahead. If they have a second one, yeah, that's GG's. That's super sad. That's about as sad as it gets right there, guys. All right, good game. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way. Mono Black pulled it out somehow. Somehow, some way. We were really making a big comeback into that game too, man. Early on, it looked a little rough, but man, we were looking really solid in the mid game there. But it is what it is. Never didn't have it, huh? Invoke Despair. Oh, what a broken card. What an absolutely broken card. And we get to go first. Okay, not bad. I'll take it. I will take it. Oh man, I wish my dogs didn't need to get groomed today, but they had to get groomed, and now there's so much dog hair everywhere that it's driving my sinuses absolutely crazy. All right, Gallic Readers, that's fine. That is fine, because we have double Iconoclast here into a Voltage Surge, which is pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous, if you do ask, if I do say so myself. All right, and then not to mention we have a Declares War, which can essentially kill any creature that they want to drop here, because it can come down and tap up to 4 of these constructs and deal 4 damage. So yeah, that's dead. Yeah, that's dead. One, two, three, and you gone. You gone, and we attack, and this should be a pretty quick game. Honestly, they're not going to be they're not going to be very happy with that play, I would imagine. And that was a 2-card combo that's actually really scary. Gallic Readers into Ginny Faye is a pretty broken combo, but for us to shut it down with such ease, I would imagine they're going to be pretty upset and not have a good way to come back here. Because I would keep an entire hand based around those 2 cards as well. I mean, their hand could still be pretty ridiculous, but I think we shut down their main plan here. Not to mention one of these is going to become a 4/4 this next turn. It's pretty good, I can't lie. But if I can Urza's command next turn, that would be wild. Oh, I hope that's the case. That'd be so good. Because then we can make this a negative, -1 power creature. All right, that's a bummer, but you know what? It's all good. I think having 1 Iconoclast is fine, especially because we made it this far doing what we're doing. All right, let's attack in, see where they block. I would imagine they're going to block at the Iconoclast, right? Which is the smart play to make, but they have no idea about the Urza's command. So this is going to get pretty good. And they walked into it. You got to think when someone does that they've got something up their sleeve, right? I mean, I don't blame them. They still have to make that move. But, I mean, I would be so weary just like they were there, where they kind of took their time. Like, why are they doing that, you know? Well, that would be why. Dang, we got a really good hand, too. We got the Anvil and a Negotiator. There's the scoop, and that's a GG's. That was a very easy game. I'm glad we got that one back, though, over the Mono Black games. That was a hard loss. So I'm glad we got a nice, easy win there. All right, we're cutting it close on time, but I'm really having a lot of fun, and I enjoy winning. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep playing some games here. This deck is definitely a winner, that's for sure. It wins you games. I say that now, really. Cut to 10 seconds later, I'm losing the game. Opponent goes first. Not a good start, but I have a fantastic hand here. I am definitely gonna keep Anvil into Fables. Always a nice little 1-2 combo here. All right, the opponent's on some Selesnya stuff. Might see a similar deck for the last one. No, it's a little bit of ramp going on. Could be an enchantments deck. We'll see. We shall see. We're gonna go and get our Anvil down though, and we definitely are gonna have some targets, I think, for the Voltage Surge. I think, if it's a Selesnya enchants deck, that is. Okay. They play it prior to, dropping one land, so they don't have... Oh, wow, they missed their land drops with the ramp deck. That's not good. I've been there, so I completely understand the pain of that. I wonder if they just didn't hit their fourth drop, or if they kept like a 2-lander or something, but that did not go well for them, that's for sure. Another one. He kept the 3 Many Journeys hand. I mean, that's a lot of life gain, though. All right. Here's where things get fun. I don't think I actually want to drop any cards here, do I? I don't think so. I think all these are really good. All right, we got 1 land. We have the Vampire's Kiss. Let's do that. Create these blood tokens, which we're going to have some fun with. Blow this up. And we get in there. And do we sack it? We already got the construct, right? So it's like, do we sack another one? I think we don't. Not yet. Let's actually get this in. No, let's pass the turn. Let's pass the turn. Okay. No Anvil play that turn because we already got the construct out of it, which is really what we're kind of shooting for. The opponent gains another 3 life. I would imagine the opponent's running Farewell at some point in this game, so we got to be on the lookout for that. Tap another on-tap citizen you control. If you do, it gets 1 own lifelink. This says only once each turn. Once during your turn. Okay. Sorry, making sure I don't get the construct there. It's been a while since I played Anvil, so you got to bear with me. I'm just kind of trying to catch up on exactly how that works. All right, we're gonna go with let's go with Jaya here. No, let's not. Let's not go with Jaya. Let's go with this first. Let's go level 2 on this. Go 1, 2, 3. Kill you. Let's go here. Again, we're gonna get a construct, but we'll save the actual Anvil trigger for another time. Let's go and just attack in here, get another treasure. That does put us at 3 mana, not quite enough for Jaya. Very scared of Farewell, very scared of Depopulate. Those are the cards we don't want to see right about now. But we still have an Anvil and a couple of treasures to work with, so it's not the end of the world, but it wouldn't feel great. Other citizens you control have 1/0. Whenever attacks, create a 1/1 green and white citizen token. Okay. My turn. Iconoclast is good. Let's do this. All right, how do we want to play this? Let's go with this into Jaya. That seems fine. This into Jaya. Jaya can do some damage because the amount of attackers that we can get down. Right?
Things are getting heated, and I'm here to make it blazing.
Oh, and there's the scoop. Oh, I was going to explain to you guys exactly what we were going to do there. It was going to get a little wild, a little hard to kind of figure out here, a little convoluted, but we were going to basically try to deal damage to the number of attackers we were going to have to kill this. And then we were also going to try to get some damage through. Yeah, that was going to get tricky. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't exactly the easiest turn. You know, we had a reflection of Kiki Jiki copy because of the treasure if we wanted it. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't over yet. I don't know why they conceded, but we did have the ability to draw more cards too. So I guess if they didn't have a sweeper, it makes sense. But GG's, man. Really fun deck. Let's go ahead and break it down. That will do it for the gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break down the deck a little bit further, talk about it and how we kind of put it together. But before I do that, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's made it this far into the video. I do appreciate you very much for doing so. It helps out an absolute ton, obviously, with the YouTube algorithm. So thanks for supporting the channel and helping me out the way you do. And with that being said, let's take a look at the build, man. So really fun deck, a deck that I really wanted to play for a minute now because I really wanted to get back to Saheeli, a card that we've only played one other time. I had a blast with this card, so I wanted to make another deck kind of built around Saheeli and wasn't sure how I would do that. And I will be honest, I was actually inspired by an opponent on the ladder who ran a Jeskai deck built around Saheeli. And I was thinking, man, what if I add a third color to Saheeli and make it a little bit different? Because I like their Jeskai build. It was very good. I didn't quite get a full grasp on what it was trying to do. They did beat me pretty quickly. I was running something pretty janky, but it kind of inspired this deck. So from here, I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and make this into a Grixis build because we all know how powerful Anvil is. And with me being in Mythic right now, I'm trying to make a little bit more competitive decks, a little less janky decks. So Saheeli was fun, and I wanted to make it more competitive. We add Anvil to the mix, right? Very, very cool way to kind of start the deck build, right? And then from there, Iconoclast came up because, again, this was another way, another card that was inspired by that Jeskai build. They were also running an Iconoclast in their build. So I wanted to put this in there as well because as long as I'm playing a lot of non-creature spells, this is going to get an absurd amount of value. And I noticed that once you stack this, it gets really, really out of control quickly, especially because all of our spells are fairly cheap. Our most expensive, you know, is 4 mana. And again, every card in this deck is a non-creature spell. So we're going to get a lot of value out of this. And from there, we just kind of filled in the gaps, man. We just wanted to make sure, obviously, we were generating a ton of tokens because, or not tokens, but artifacts, because we use those artifacts, obviously, to sacrifice. But not only that, I knew I was going to want to have Urza's Command in here. For running artifacts, Urza's Command is a great way to go because that little thing that it says on here about the construct is the most powerful thing you can be doing. If you can go wide enough with these, you know, artifacts and have so many of them, this construct can get really, really big and hard to deal with. And this is an instant speed card that obviously, you know, can hurt the opponent in the attack phase, you know, by making all their creatures less powerful, gives us extra cards, could create another Power Stone, which could help as a sacrificial pawn. But so I knew I wanted to go really, really wide, right? So we wanted to make sure we got a lot of artifacts going. So I went with Fable the Mirror Breaker, not only because it's the best card in standard, but because it spits out treasures every turn. As long as your goblin's on the field, it's spitting out treasures every single turn, which is super helpful. And then Yotia Declares War and Voltage Surge were going to be my removal choices because Yotia Declares War has been really good to me. I feel like the level 2 on the Saga is pretty busted. The wider we go, the more damage it can deal. So really, I mean, this thing can deal as much damage as you need in a lot of spots, especially because of how many artifacts we're dishing out. And then Voltage Surge is just a good 1 mana kill spell, especially because it's instant speed and it can deal up to 4 damage. Is really, really nice. And because we have access to blue, we get the you know, get the Disruption Protocol. This was actually added a little bit later into the deck, and it's really to prevent those sweepers, right? So if we go wide enough and we're up against, like, let's say a control matchup or a mid-range matchup where they're really trying to bide their time, this could counter a very key sweeper, which could then cause us to, you know, end up winning the game the very next turn if we were wide enough. So I thought this was a pretty cool addition. And then from there, I had a few fillers I needed to make up and wasn't sure where I was going to take it, but I really liked Vampire's Kiss. Not only because of the 2 damage and 2 life gain, that is kind of irrelevant, but because it can spit out 2 of these blood tokens. These blood tokens are very, very good for us to use. And I thought this was a really good alternative to the Blood Tithe Harvester because I didn't want the Harvester in this deck because it doesn't play out the Iconoclast as well. So I thought this was a good way around that, where I can still get blood tokens, which help a lot. But not only that, it creates 2. So I can, you know, sacrifice these, tap these to draw cards with Saheeli. The blood tokens are just very, very important. And to create 2 on this turn is really, really nice. And then what else do we got here? Sorry, running out of breath here. Experimental Synthesizer. A nice way to just get a bit of card advantage, obviously through exile, but it's a really fun card that you can sacrifice to the Anvil to get value out of as well, get more card advantage, things like that. And then Jaya. Jaya was a late addition as well. I wasn't sure about Jaya at first, but it actually worked out really well because if you guys notice, these monks have prowess, and prowess really works the same way as the iconoclast ability. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, the prowess is activated. So you're going to get a lot of value off the prowess creature if you want to. If not, this can get you card advantage. It can deal damage based on the number of attackers you have, which can be a lot based on all the 1/1 tokens that we can get off all of the artifacts. But I thought it was actually a really nice fit. It fit in actually pretty seamlessly into this deck. So anyways, though, I think that's about it. That's the whole deck right there we just went through, and it was very, very fun. I thought it was a very good deck as well. Obviously, like I said, the stats we're around 60% win rate right now with this thing. Played a lot of games with it, still having fun with it. And as long as I'm, playing this, I'm learning because I'm not very good with Anvil. Anvil's a tricky card to play because you got to know when to pull the trigger on it, especially when you have two of these Anvils down on the field stacking on each other. You got to learn how to tap the one, sack a token, get another artifact, and then wait on the second one, maybe on a block sack, something like that. So there's a lot to learn for me in this deck. And like I said, a better pilot could probably get it higher than a 60% win rate. So in my eyes, that means this deck's got to be pretty darn good. I hope you guys enjoyed as well, though. Before we get out of here, as always, a huge shout out. We're going to say to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the memberships program here on this channel. And so I want to make sure I give a shout out, especially to them for helping support the channel through those monthly memberships. It helps, keep the lights on and, keeps this channel flowing. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you guys do for me and all the support you guys give. So thanks for being part of the team. I appreciate that a lot. And thank you for watching and making it this far into the video. That also means a lot to me as well. So I think that's it, guys. That'll do it for today's video. We'll see you tomorrow for not only another video, but of course the live stream. If you want to check that out, we'll probably just be grinding some ladder, probably with this deck a lot. But yeah, we'll see you guys then. Until next time, peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the Mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.